All right, much better. Absolutely beautiful out, and these are all free. I've got the boxes open, the models out. One thing cool about Mini GT, for those of us in the United States, I don't need the full blister that Miho does, but I think overall collectors want to see those blister packs, at least here in the United States. To me, just send me a box like this, maybe wrapped up, but I can store these well, just like Tomic Limited Vintage. This is how I like it. And the cool thing is that the box does come with the model, and inside you've got a little liner so the car stays intact when you put it inside. It's not bouncing around. Nonetheless, let's get right to it. I mentioned there were a couple I had already opened. We're just going to show these off right now. This is the Bugatti Vision GT, second version of this very ornate Bugatti, kind of a fantasy Bugatti. Blue was the first one, this one in yellow and black. Still has the blue tires, which is kind of interesting, kind of cool. This one, incredibly detailed. The carbon fiber look, two-tone colors. Wheels are out of control. It's just a nuts casting, and it's a very, very cool version. We've seen Mini GT teasing some future Bugattis are coming soon. I've actually asked the team at Mini GT if they've got some that we can preview for you as soon as possible. We'll see if they come, but for the meantime, we know what they're capable of with Bugatti, and it's pretty exciting. Moving on, the other one I'd already opened is this MX-5 Miata. You go from the big Bugatti to the tiny Miata. Scale is important to Mini GT, which is obvious here. And one thing cool is accuracy is important too. So like Tomic Luna Vintage, they'll do stock versions of cars. We'll see those. And then they'll also do, like some of these other makers, they'll also do these kind of stock, kind of modified. This MX-5, obviously, stock body as far as I can tell, but some aftermarket parts, including the Watanabe rims, which looks super, super cool with the white body. I just love how clean this casting is. What's cool too, well, I'll move that and let's just move on to these other models, and we'll pull the box out now because these are some of them. We'll start here with the Honda S2000 in Berlina Black. This is a modified version. We've seen stock from Mini GT, and then we get something like this, which is just incredibly cool. Before I put on the turntable, take a look at that carbon fiber detailing that we see on the Bugatti. It's also here on the hood of the Honda S2000. You got the spoiler, everything else that's on this. Love the black and the gold rim combination on this one. Black interior. This is just a mean version with all the aftermarket additions to it. I love how cool it is, how beautiful it is modified. And it's obvious if you're a Mini GT collector, it's nice to have both together. And they'll obviously work off the same model, so the scale will remain the same. So you can have a stock versus the modified version all together. All right. There's always a Nissan GTR. Where's the box for this one? Here it is. There's always a Nissan GTR, it seems, in every release from Mini GT. This is the Nismo GT3, the 2018 presentation, meaning this is how Nissan wants you to see it. GT3 on the doors, Nismo logo, even have that Nismo look on the top. And as you see it go around, brands like Tarmax Global 64, obviously Mini GT, some of these other brands, I love what they're doing in this combination of highly detailed models with rubber tires, total realism, true to scale, that sort of stuff, but with that rollability, playability, whatever you want to call it. These kind of models are super cool. You can see like for example, this one has the metal body, which is great, metal base, but it also has the plastic spoiler, which looks nice and crisp and in proportion. That's why these are different. Sometimes it's comparing apples to oranges when you put these together with the Hot Wheels. They're two very different things, but I love where Mini GT is going with these super detailed models. That GTR, anything I'm showing you is no exception. You look at the spoiler on that white one, then we go back to this Liberty Walk. Red over black, super silhouette inspired. How many times have we seen that? We're seeing it coming from Hot Wheels very soon. The super silhouettes. Now that red and black combination like is on this GTR is becoming about as iconic as Advan, as BRE, these racing liveries that we're so familiar with. Now we have it on this Liberty Walk GTR. Of course we do. And I think it's not the first time we've seen this, right? But I love all the detailing here. I love how nice this looks with kind of those lace-style wheels, the chrome front, that little chrome trim on the front at the grille. This is a very nice model, but of course it is. And, I can take it off. There's always that question, does it roll? I think we can stop asking this question for Mini GT, right? Of course they do. This is really important. If the model doesn't roll, Mini GT doesn't want to release it. If you got one that doesn't roll, it might be a little bit of a mistake. If you got a different one, it would. I mean, they want these cars to roll, and they roll beautifully. All right. Ford GT 2021 Heritage Edition. There's the box. Here's the model. Second version of this casting. We've seen, what, 2 or 3 Ford GTs. We have the Le Mans version, which is the one I prefer, but this stock body with the buttresses and everything else, you know, again, total realism, rolls well, proportioned perfectly, super to scale. Heritage deco's nice, like the blue one that they released first. I love from the Ford GT when you can go to the scale and go super detailed with the spoilers and everything else. I'm going to always prefer those Le Mans. They just look cool. They present so beautifully with Mini GT, and I'm really glad these Ford GTs that they're doing are some of my favorite from anything that they've done. Mini GT, that grouping of Ford GTs is high on my list. All right, I love the racing cars. Here's another one. Well, there's the box. HKS Toyota GR Super number 77 Fat 5 Race 2020 D1 Grand Prix. There it is. This is one of those models for me where it's like jury is still out with me on the Super. I know it's been out several years now. I see him on the road and I'm like, that's cool, but is it universally cool? Is it going to be cool 10 years from now? Maybe, but I just still go back and forth. But this is a really nice replica of the Toyo Tires HKS version. And if I'm going to have a Super, I like these kind of versions. Totally decked out. They have full licensing, so it has all of that racing deco on it, which I think is awesome on the Supra. All right, 4 more to do. 2 new models, which we'll do last, but let's get to these BREs. Now, on the surface, they might look exactly the same, right? I see number 46, I see Pro Street 510, I see BRE Datsun. I don't see much difference, but the wheels are different, although you can't tell there. And look at the windows. You've got a light-colored window here, you've got a dark-colored window here, and we just need to have a look at the models, right? So let's do that. We'll start with the Watanabe. Now, the first thing, let's just take a look at the model. The Pro Street Deco is Pro Street, I'm sorry, the 510 is so great. This is what, the third iteration, I think, right? We had the one with the Zero, Kaido House Zero Deco to start. Then we had the Sun Kang Edition. We've seen several different colors and kind of takes on those decos. Maybe this is the third, the BRE, right? This one has Watanabe rims on it. It's, you know, in this kind of overcast day, those barrels look like you could go a mile in them, and I bet June loves that. He loves those deep barrels. That was that Pro Street look that he wanted. Alloy wheels on these, which is so great. And yeah, the fact that they look like they go on forever, like you could go and sleep in there, is incredibly cool. Spoiler looks cool with the BRE. Now we come back. I'll show you the engine because that's always detailed. BRE logo on the actual engine. Those little touches that are so great. And then, of course, that really cool base that he has put on his cars. Now, let's try and figure out what the difference is. I said wheels. That's pretty obvious, right? Watanabe rims here. 4 spokes here. Let's see if I can get it. There you go, in the look. Mentioned the windows. This are more clear. These are more tinted, I think. Well, kind of. But we have, if you look at the back, try and do this so you can see it. And now the wind is picking up. Red roll cage, black roll cage. Let's see if I can get that in focus. White wheel wells, chrome wheel wells. And I did notice, I think, if I'm looking correctly, those are different grills. So I would assume that represents different years. So maybe it's marked here. I'm not entirely sure. It just says Pro Street 510, but they have 2 different grills on that. You 510 experts can maybe speak to that. So even the BRE deco on the headlights is cool. All right, let's put those right here. And let's finish off with the new castings. Let's go vintage first. Lancia Delta HF Integrale Evoluzione and Martini Racing, right? I mean, come on. Come on. How great is this? The casting, of course, who's going to argue a Lancia Delta? That's number 1. And number 2, it debuts in Martini. livery. Oh, come on. It's super, super cool. Put it on the table. Again, rolls beautifully, detailed beautifully. Racing spoiler. Got all the detailing on the back. I'm going to show you something here in a second after it goes on the turntable at least once. Grill looks good. Wheels are fantastic. So when they build these, they're not just putting some standard wheel on here. They built the Lancia Delta racing wheels to put on this. Side mirrors, everything else. And if I can show you, just focus on the wheels for a second. And as I rotate, you see that in there? There is a spare wheel with that white rim. Now, I have no idea if it has a rubber tire as well, but it's that kind of detail that I just love. Like, you're not going to see it unless you're looking for it, and there it is. It looks so, so cool. I think this one is going to be a big hit for the racing and the kind of vintage racing fans. And then the last one, look, I don't know which model I like the best here. I like them all. But there's something about this, the Ford Mustang GT500 Dragon Snake concept. Oh, I don't know. I've got this thing open. It's heavy. It's incredibly cool. And I'm not a passionate Mustang fan, but this concept with the crazy spoiler in the back, it's called a Dragon Snake. I love this. I know they did oh, there's the wind again. They just did one not too long ago, but this Dragon Snake is a different take. All of the details on this one. I can't speak to it because I don't know too much about what the Dragon Snake concept, like what's the engine inside, you know, what kind of horsepower it's got, what it was made for, can you get one, will they one day be able to get one? I have no, is there only one made? Is it just showing at car shows? I don't know, but you guys can comment on this. I just know this is purely the diecast nerd I am. I love this. I just love this replica. I think it's so beautifully done. And you add it to this collection of Mini GT, and you say, I love that this brand exists. You guys tell me what you think. What's your favorite? Is it the Lancia? Do you like are you the Kaido House fans? You're collecting all the Kaido House. Are you a BRE fan? And you're going to add that to the BRE collection? That's what I'm doing for sure. And I'm a big Kaido House fan. Just love what he's doing. The creativity, everything else. It's just fantastic. You guys tell me what you think. Thanks, everybody. Bye.